Alright, so from yesterday, we finished the first two problems on solving equations with variables on both sides. Again, remember the three steps. Combine like terms. Use inverse operations to get variable on the one side by itself. Step 3, solve for variable. Okay? So, we're going to pick up at the third equation, 10x plus 1 equals 11x. Now, remember, we need to get the x's to the same side of the equation. So I can either move the 10x over to the 11x or the 11x over to the 10x. Which one do you want to do? The 10. How do I cancel the 10x?
Take away that.
Minus. Because the 10x is positive, we have to subtract it to cancel it. The whole purpose of canceling is so that we can put it back over here. Okay? These will cancel. Now I need to write my new equation. So all I'm going to do is rewrite this equation with the new pieces. So in this first one, the 10x's are gone. So the next thing is 1. That's the only thing that's left on the left-hand side of the equation. The right-hand side of the equation is 11x minus 10x, which is what? 1x. Now, what do I do from here? I could divide. What am I going to divide by, though? You could divide by 1, but that really doesn't do anything, right? 1x is already technically x. So, the answer is already there. X equals 1. 1x is the same as x, because if you have x, it implies that there's 1x there. Okay? That's your answer. Alright? Questions?
No.
9x plus 27 equals 18x. I need to move the x's to the same side. Samara, what would I do? Minus what? Minus 9x on one side and on the other side. What do I get when I do that?
9 equals 9x. It's 9 equals,
No, it's 27 equals 9x.
Well, tell me what the left side of the equation will become.
will be 9.
No?
No, 27
Yeah, this is gone. 27
equals 9x.
equals 9x. Okay. Now, what do I do to get rid of the 9?
Equals 3. You're going to divide.
X equals 3, and to do that, you're going to divide. You'll divide by both sides by 9. That's what cancels the 9. You divide 9 because 9's multiplied there. You divide 9 to the other side. 27 divided by 9. Y'all said it. It was 3. X equals 3. So I'm going to flip that around, rewrite it like that. Okay? Make sense? Okay. Now I want you to do the last one on your own. The last problem, do it on your own and see what you get. Okay, I'm going to let y'all work on it. Okay, so y'all, looks like you all decided to move the 4. Some of you moved the 5x. Both of them work. So, which way would you prefer me to do it? Let's do the 5. Okay. So I'm going to subtract the 5x from both sides. Okay? If I do that, these will cancel. Okay? The whole purpose of doing this is to cancel one of the x's on one side and either add or subtract it to the other side. So that's how I do it. It's a positive 5x, so I'm subtracting it. Now, people are getting stuck on this step. From this point, you need to write what the new equation is. So what does this become right here?
0.
That becomes 0, right? So this negative 3 is still here, right? Nothing happened to it. So I just have a negative 3 on the left side of the equation. Okay? That's still there. I bring the equal sign along too. It's going to stay there through the whole problem. Then I move on to the right side of the equation. I have 4x minus 5x. What is that?
3. 1.
Not 1.
1x.
It's 4 minus 5.
Oh, 4.
So it's a negative 1x. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 5 would be negative 1. So I do this, I get negative 1. And then this 5 here, I didn't do anything with that either. So that is going to come along with the equation also. So bring everything down that you didn't use in the last step. And then put the new stuff in next to it. You see that? Now at this point, I have a regular equation, a two-step equation to solve. Now when you do this, you're trying to cancel all the numbers that are with x. The two numbers that are with x are the negative 1 multiplying with the x and the 5 that's being added. Okay? Both of those things need to be canceled in order for the x to be by itself. So I always want to save my coefficients or the numbers in front of x for last. I want to cancel those last. So these added or subtracted terms need to go first. It's a positive 5, so how do I cancel it?
Negative 5.
Subtract 5 from both sides. The 5's cancel. Negative 3 minus 5 is what?
Positive 2.
Not quite. If the signs are the same, add them.
8.
It's an 8. And if they're both negative, I put the sign they both have. So it's going to be a negative 8.
Oh, I picked 8.
What about that negative 1x?
That's still there. See, I didn't cancel that, so it's still there.
Oh, we got negative 1.
I still need to cancel this negative 1. Now, the operation here is what?
X equals negative 8.
What operation is there between the negative 1 and the x? How is it being put together? Times? Yes, negative 1 and x are being multiplied. So to cancel this, I need to do the opposite and divide. Okay? Divide both sides by negative 1. Okay? Not 1, negative 1. Because I want this to cancel to get me 1x. I have a negative 1x. I need to divide by negative so that this cancels. And what is negative 8 divided by negative 1?
Negative 8 divided by what?
Negative 8 divided by negative 1.
Negative 7.
Negative 8 divided by negative 1. 8. It's 8. A negative divided by a negative is a positive.
Let's go.
X equals 8.
X equals 8. What?
Okay? See that? Alright. So, anyone have any questions?
No, we don't.
Alright, then this ends the notes.